Welcome to another episode of The Call Sheet. I'm Gabrielle Simone, and today on The Call Sheet, we have the one and only Dwayne Boyd.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come spend some time in your studio.
It's all good.
This is such a blessing. So you are an actor. You're also an acting coach,
Yep.
entrepreneur, all things film and television.
Absolutely.
Your name rings bells all around the city.
And I hear that. I just who's saying this?
No, it's so true. Because I had the pleasure of doing one of your workshops. This was maybe 2018-ish.
Wow, okay.
And you had like a studio, maybe it was a
It's
studio
at the
over
Port
in
of Sanford.
Decatur.
Yeah, the Port of Sanford. That's what we teach at.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when I walked in there, it was so welcoming, and that's when I was really starting to really hone my craft and train often. And one of my friends recommended that I come out, and we had such a good time.
Good.
The other teachers that were there, it really just amplified what we do as actors, and they also gave you really practical takeaways.
Good.
So ever since then, I've been keeping up with you and everything that you do.
Well, I appreciate
So
that.
I just want to say thank you for that. So let's rewind. Let's go back to before Dwayne Boyd was Dwayne Boyd.
Okay.
Did acting choose you, or did you choose acting?
It's a good question. No, it chose me. And I got to give credit to my high school drama teacher, 10th grade drama teacher, Miss Bassa. This lady, she was just amazing as an acting instructor in class. And I took her class thinking, okay, this is easy. Elective, I can do this, I can act. I knew I could act, so I can do this. And I got in there, and it was so much more than I understood. And she just gave us the real straight up ground basis of this is what it takes to be an actor. And she would always say things in class that still resonate. One particular time she told me, she said, Mr. Boyd, you're here playing around, but you can really do something with this. And I'm saying, like, what am I going to do with this?
Right.
And I'm just doing this for a grade.
Right.
I am an acting coach and an actor years later, you know what I'm saying? So I reached back out to our class organizer, Stacy Hartman, to reach out to her and thank her for that. And she had passed away. So, Miss Bassett, man, she was amazing. She'd done a lot of great work. And I looked at her obituary, and her and her husband done a lot of great work. But, if her family ever gets to see this, I just want to thank her for believing in me, so young and seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself. So.
That's wonderful to hear, because I'm a high school teacher now.
All right, so you know.
Yeah, I know. My role this year is a little bit different, but I was a theater teacher in the past.
Oh, wow, so you do this.
Yes,
Okay.
So I know how important it is to pour into the kids.
Let me tell you something. That, and I'll never forget this, and I'm going to say this is the first time I've ever said it on camera. I had this one teacher. She was a teacher, and I was dating a girl at the time in school, and I was walking her to class. We had the same teacher, but this girl, she had all the advanced classes, you know what I'm saying? Like her class was like,
smart girl.
Yeah, she was like, I'm trigonometry, I'm in applying math, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling. But she was a smart girl, and I remember we had the same teacher for different classes, of course, and I walked into the class, and gave her kids carry their books. That's what we used to do back in the day. I don't know if they still do that now.
Yeah, books not so much. Everything's digital.
Right.
But yes.
That was our thing in school. And this lady, right before she closed the door, she said, Miss So-and-so, I'm not going to say her name. She said, Miss So-and-so, you going somewhere in life. I don't know what you're seeing as Mr. Boyd. Said that right in front of me. I'm like, I said, I can hear you. She's like, and close the door. And this is a teacher, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, to have both sides of that spectrum, somebody that pours into you, somebody that tried to, in a sense, talk down to you at a young age. And I don't know if I was taking school is serious, because I always felt like I was just going to do something different. I didn't feel like, at the time, I didn't feel like school was exciting to me. I wanted more. So, but yeah, Miss Bassett, she's always poured into me, and I thank her for that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What city did you go to high school in?
Kansas City, Van Horn High School, and go Falcons. Yeah, that's my my squad.
City.
Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri, born and raised in KC, go Chiefs. But I'm a Van Horn Falcon for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you transition to Atlanta?
I went to the military at 18, spent some years in the military in Germany in Fort Benning, and I found Atlanta via Freaknik one year. You know what I'm saying? I came here to kick it, hang out. I said, man, y'all doing it big. This is nice. See, I got Benzes and y'all not doing it in the league. I like this. You know what I'm saying? So I came to Atlanta, and when I got the military, I moved to Atlanta, and this has been home since 97.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me the story of getting into acting. Not so much like the theater, high school aspect, but on a professional level.
Well, I ran a barbershop for a while. I managed a barbershop for a few years, and I got depressed and bored, and I just knew I wanted to do more. And a friend of mine, Chris Bryant, he was coming for weekly haircuts. He was working at V103 at the radio station in marketing at the time. And I told him, I said, man, I need to do something else. I don't feel like this is where I'm not happy here. And he said, what do you want to do? And I thought for a beat, and I said, I want to act. He said, well, go do it. So I packed myself up that weekend, left the barbershop. I gave up my position as the manager there and went to forge ahead with acting. And the next week I was right back in another shop part-time, but so I still got to pay bills, you know what I'm saying? I just can't go act, so that was the thing that made me, I started taking classes, got headshots and got an agent really pretty quick. And thank God back then you could. And I started to audition a lot. My first big role was a movie called The Gospel, starring Idris Elba and Boris Kojo, and that was my first break. I wrote. Big shout out to Rob Hardy and Will Packer. Those guys had Rainforest Films at the time, and they gave my first big shot. So, from that point on, I've just been hitting the ground running.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to start your own business, the Premier Actors Network?
I saw early in the game that a lot of us actors, we were just not prepared, especially African American actors. We didn't have headshots. I saw somebody show up with a headshot with. It was like a little, remember the photo booth shots? Somebody had, that was their headshot.
On the strip?
Oh, yeah, the strip. It was one of the strips, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this is clearly out of the photo booth.
Okay.
But I just wanted us to be prepared, just understand the business. And I was learning at the time myself. I was making mistakes out there too. And I can come back and say, listen, guys, this is what you don't want to do, okay?
Right.
So I started to educate myself, take workshops, learn more about the business, read books, just study. Until this day, I'm still a student of it, you know what I'm saying? I get to work on these sets and have these experiences with these amazing people. Recently, I got to work with Michael Beach on Kingdom Business, and it's somebody I grew up admiring, and he's just incredible. I thanked him on set. I said, man, thank you for being who you are and who I thought you were.
Right.
He's just such a giving artist. Man, he calls himself a craftsman, and I like that. I like that term. We are craftsmen as actors.
Okay. So for the actor, my podcast is really, the focus is to help those beginner actors that may not have all the tools, but want to do this, have a passion for it.
Okay.
What are the first 3 things that they need to be prepared with?
Well, I think the first thing is getting class. That's the most important thing. Find a class in your market, wherever it is, because the acting classes everywhere. And even here in Atlanta, there's so many great classes around town. So I would say get in a class, find out what class works for you, because it's not a one size fits all. Find out what style of training works for you. Whether you want to be in a method training class or whatever you decide. Improvisation is key. I think also now, as I work on these sets, I'm seeing a lot of improv show up. Like I just saw the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I'm sure that movie was chock with nothing but improv scenes. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I heard about
it.
So
I think that you got to really be a student of the game when it comes to improvisation, scene work, even audition technique. I think that's a whole nother animal. No actors that really enjoy the audition process. We have to, because it's how we get our jobs. But I think you have to really understand how to audition. And what are your good angles? What do you need to do? Even just the science of a great self-tape. So I think that's the first step. When you get in class, get comfortable, get headshots and start auditioning, start doing student films, start doing anything you can do to get seen. Student films, start doing independent films, do some plays around town. There's a lot of theater groups around town. I get contacted all the time about, hey, we need actors for this play. Go do some plays. I did my first play here in Atlanta. I did Kill a Mockingbird out in Marietta, and I played Reverend Sykes, and that was a great experience. And I started working with Palmer Williams, who does a lot of plays. I was the lead in one of his plays called For Better, For Worse, and Lydia Pace played my mom, Dave Tolliver played my dad, and Montel Jordan was in it. So it was Kinnick Sky. It was just a great experience, and that was my first lead in a play, and I had such a blast doing that play. So start getting into some plays, start getting around people who are just as hungry and as serious as you when it comes to acting.
Right. Okay. Those are really key takeaways. And I feel like theater, doing theater plays, it makes me a better actor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're working that muscle.
It's something about that live, compared
like
to the cut
nothing
action.
like it. Yeah, you gotta, if you like acting, I say go do some theater and see. Because right now I think with things a little bit slower than they have been in the past, it gives actors a chance to go do a play or something.
Okay, good. So good takeaways. So. Train, get some good headshots, and learn the self-tape and the audition process.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And what I see now is a lot of the skits are taking off now. A lot of my students who have started off with skits like the Desi Banks, Country Waynes, and the DC Young Flies, those guys have really figured out the skit world is lucrative.
Right.
I worked on Country Wayne skits right now, with Mike Bless and Rose. I'm in their storyline, Malachi, I'm in their storylines, and we just have fun on set, but you're acting. So I don't want people to look at skits like, I don't want to do, I'm an actor. That is the new way now. We have our phone in our hand more than anything. And I can honestly tell you, I've done over 60, 70 different movies and TV shows. The way I get recognized from the Country Wayne stuff is amazing to me. I was at...
People just come up to you and say,
I was at Perimeter Mall the other day. I was getting fitted for a tux for my next door neighbor's wedding, and I walked past the pretzel shop, and this young lady ran out. She said, "Oh my God, you're D-Boy from Country Wayne." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I told my boyfriend to see you." She said, "Can I get it? Don't sign with. Can I get a picture?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've never had that experience.
Wow.
I've done all these movies and TV shows, but the Country Wayne stuff is what really hit." So that shows you kind of reach he has, man. I'm really proud of him.
Exactly. I was just about to say that he has big reach.
And he's putting actors to work,
Exactly, and I love to see that. So with social media, at first there was like a pushback, like you shouldn't be on social media, and now the tide has really changed, especially over the last 10 years. I've seen it completely change to where now everyone's saying make your own content.
You know what I saw? I saw this early, and I saw it coming. I should have been more active in it, but.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for watching The Call Sheet. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And leave your comment. What's the best part of this episode that you like? Be sure to follow us on Fanbase, on Facebook, and on Instagram at The Call Sheet Podcast. We'll be putting up some behind the scenes clips and telling you what's coming up next. If you have any questions around the acting industry here in Atlanta, feel free to email me at thecallsheetpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, back to the episode. Right. So how can new actors use social media right now to their advantage?
I think everything is branding. I think you got to figure out what it is you can do and make it about that. Because with social media, with TikTok and all this stuff, you can become a huge sensation overnight now. I've seen so many like Jazar Riches, this girl I follow, she's great. I did her headshot. She came to here. She was in class with us for a hot minute, but when I tell you, she doesn't miss. She's always killing it on social media. If you look her up, she does these little dances she recreates scenes where she puts herself in a classic film.
Okay.
And I said, that is genius. She done mastered this green screen thing.
And what's her name again?
Jazar Riches. A big shout out to Jazar. I'm always watching her.
Okay.
But if you get a chance, check her out because she's doing some. And there's so many people like that, but she's one of the ones that stick out there. Every time I never pass her stuff without looking at it. Okay. Because I know I'm a laugh and it's funny, and I love to. And that's my thing on social media. I like to make other people laugh. So if I find content that's funny, I like to share it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So I want to talk about like some of your latest projects. I know the industry in general is kind of slow right now.
Right.
You just finished up a project with Lifetime.
Yep.
Is that correct? So what role did you play, and what was the title of the film?
Miss Cleo, Her Rise and Fall. Lady of Rage played Miss Cleo, the legendary Miss Cleo. We all remember Miss Cleo from Call of It Now. Them commercials ran like crazy in the 90s. Yes. So I played William Cone, her real life attorney. Okay. And he was actually one of the producers on the film. Jamie McCoy Langford, who I worked with quite a bit. She cast me in this role, and it was an honor to play that, man. I mean, Jamie's is a visionary. She really understands filmmaking, you know what I'm saying? I've seen her just over the years always do what she says she's going to do. Okay. And she delivers. So I was just grateful to be a part of the project. And, great cast. Some of my students worked on the film, Marley and who else? Marley was on it. Chris Young's daughter, Amelia, she was on it. He's an agent here, but she was also in our class. So it was great to work with people who are in my class in this film. So
right. Does that like give you like more hope, or like what does it do for you when you show up on set and then you see your students?
It happens so much now, and that's we just did Fight Night, and a couple of my former Pan Fam people were on there, Jeff Sprague, and of course Artrice, she's up. I think she plays Kevin Hart's wife on that. You know what I'm saying? So they were in my class. Other people as well. Leslie Drake's in it. Leslie Drake just worked on this project. She was a part of the Pan Fam. So it happens so much now. I've been able to touch a lot of actors and help them with their careers, and I'm grateful for that forever.
Good. So do you do classes weekly, or how are your classes set up?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7:30 to 10 for adults. Monday's the beginners, Tuesday's the advanced, Wednesday's the intermediate. And we also do kids and teens class Saturday from 11 to 1:30 simultaneously.
Okay, and then you're always taking new clients?
We do a lot of private sessions right here in the studio. We do self-tapes here, which is, like a lot of people are using their phone now, which I think that's a great thing, because now you don't have to pay all this money out to audition. Right. You can just do your self-tape, but we do have a full service space in here for that, and we always accepting new students. Good.
Okay, so in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself personally?
Still sitting right here doing this kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Interviewing and having fun. Because I tell people all the time, I get to wake up and do what I want to do every day, and that's a beautiful thing. And what I want to do is act and be around the business, whether it's headshots, whether it's self-tapes, whether I'm on set. Like I have to go to set on Thursday for a project, which I'm excited for. And it was somebody who I worked with before and called and said, hey, we want to use them again. So, those are the things that I see myself doing. Like I feel retired already. You know.
Do you?
I get to enjoy. Still can't believe I get to do this for a living.
Right.
You know, this is what I truly enjoy. So yeah, I'll
And
be doing
I
this.
can't wait to get to that point. Like right now, I'm still teaching.
It's the grind.
Yeah, I took a break
Mm-hmm.
to focus more on family.
Right.
But I'm gonna get back to it because
Let me tell you something. I had an incredible mentor in Robert Townsend, and he said, "I'm on the night shift."
For him
Yeah,
before.
you're a great guy, right?
Yes.
Incredible. But he said something that really stuck to me. He says, "I'm on the night shift," meaning we all got to pay our bills throughout the day, and I understand that. You know, that was my barbershop, you know, and he came to get a haircut one day when he told me this, and we were standing in the parking lot. He says, "I'm on a night shift," meaning you got to pay your bills, you got to work your job from 9 to 5, however long it is. But from 5, however long you want to go, and on weekends, that's your time to pursue your dream. So I'm on a night shift. I'm always been on a night shift, but I love what I do, so it's not like work for me.
Okay.
Yep.
And can you just leave us with just a word of encouragement for this? Because we're kind of in a weird spot in the industry right now. So will you just leave us with a word of encouragement for actors and creatives in general?
If you want to act no matter what. Stop waiting for somebody to give you the permission to, and go create. If you're not producing your own content now, I don't care if it's just you and some friends doing skits online. Go do that because you're acting. You know, you don't have to. It doesn't always have to be Lifetime. It doesn't always have to be HBO or Amazon or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go create content. Me and some buddies, we got together and one night shot a comedy show hosted by Ricky Smiley called Three the Hard Way. It's on Amazon and it's on Tubi right now.
Wow,
so we did that we put our money together and we got it shot and done, and here we are. So create opportunities for yourself. Stop waiting for somebody to put you on. Put yourself on, like you're doing.
Yeah. This is my ode to creativity until I can get back out into audition. I want to hear about everything going on with everybody else.
You're doing it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. This was wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And will you let everyone know where they can follow and connect with you?
Okay. On Instagram is the Dwayne Boyd. Facebook is Dwayne Boyd. And you can always log on to www.premieractorsnetwork.com and www.dwayneboydphotography.com. And also, we got a lot of events coming up this year. So be on the lookout for Revolve. Me and my partner, Ryan Richmond. Ryan is a writer and producer on the show Reasonable Doubt on Hulu. So me and him are always doing events. And check out my man Amari Harvey. We just did an event this past weekend, Photo Shoot Fresh. It was really dope. So just get back out there and start networking and create your own tribe. That's what I say.
I love it. There it is. I'm going to have to come to some of the events.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, for sure. So make sure you follow Dwayne Boyd on all platforms. Thank you all again for watching The Call Sheet. I'm Gabrielle Simone. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll have everything Dwayne Boyd related linked in the show notes. All right, till next time.